Prepare to welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring for this, our main event of the evening. First, please welcome the challenger, the three-time world champion, the sensational pride of Albuquerque. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Johnny Tapia.
Here comes their favorite son, home again in Albuquerque, but for the first time, the acid test of coming back from defeat for the unique Johnny Tapia. He may be challenger tonight, but Tapia is the champion of coming back from pain. He enters to Mi Vida Loca, my crazy life. An incredible journey that saw his father murdered before he was born, his mother kidnapped and killed when he was 8. And as a child, he witnessed people dying around him in a bus crash. He's been in and out of jail, and he was banned for boxing for 3.5 years because of cocaine addiction. Yet through this wild, mixed-up ride, Tapia has shown a complete contrast in the ring. His silky skills, speed of movement have made him a former 3-time world champion. He aims for the 4th now, and the latest installment in one of the weirdest boxing tales of all. Quite a character, Jim.
Yeah, and I think they're doing the right thing, bringing him back at this level. He's just lost his unbeaten run, but he's a true world-class performer, and this is a tremendous event to come boxing in his favourite venue, 20,000 people. Fabulous night's boxing store.
Two-time world champion from Colombia and the defending WBO champion of the world, introducing Jorge, Eliecer, Julio.
Underrated and unconventional. Eliecer Julio, the reigning WBO bantamweight champion, who, like Tapia, faces his own stiffest test tonight. Probably the toughest of his 44 fights in the harshest of arenas, facing the hostile crowd, not the Lion's Den, but the pit of Albuquerque. Yet this is unlikely to worry Julio, who some of you may remember was quite willing to come to Robbie Regan's hometown of Cardiff as interim champion, where he won the title despite the fight not taking place. A switch hitter who can ball, box and bang. You rate him, Jim?
Yeah, top class, established world champion, second time as world champion. Both of these guys in their 30s, he's 30 years old, Tapia 32, but both at their peak.
By the World Boxing Organization, President and Supervisor Francisco Garcia, with the New Mexico State Athletic Commission, the chairman is Louis Burke. Commissioners Leo Dow, Jim Lilly, Sandy Martinez Pino, and Joanna Aguilar. Ricardo Campos, the coordinator is Larry Casillas. Physician at ringside, Dr. David Macias. Timekeeper at the bell, Melissa Saiz. Count of the knockdowns, J1 Marlowe. Introducing to you our 3 judges scoring the bout from ringside. First from Madrid, Spain, we have Manuel Marisalar. From Las Cruces, New Mexico, Levi Martinez. And from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Jose Rivera. Introducing to you, referee in charge of this bout, the third man of the ring working this is 15th world title bout, Mike Ortega. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Bantamweight Championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, attendants and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Albuquerque, it's showtime! Introducing to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim, proudly representing his hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico. He weighed in at a ready 117 3/4 pounds. His record stands at 46 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws with 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the WBO #1 contender. Here is the 3-time world champion, the pride of Albuquerque, the man they call Mi Vida Loca, introducing Johnny Tapia. And his opponent across the ring is the defending world champion. On my right, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing the colors of his home country, red, yellow, and blue, fighting out of and representing Barranquilla, Colombia. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 117 3/4 pounds. His outstanding record stands at 42 wins, only 1 defeat, with 31 big wins coming by way of knockout tonight. Making the 4th defense of his title, here is the former WBA and current defending WBO bantamweight champion of the world, introducing Jorge Eliecer Julio. Once again, a referee in charge, Mike Ortega, now to give instructions.
A classic confrontation, the 30-year-old streaky, confident and aggressive champion from Colombia, the 32-year-old unpredictable, highly emotional, energetic challenger from New Mexico. Jim, what will be their fight strategy?
Well, I think Tapia believes he boxed it with the wrong tactics last time out, so I think he'll probably want to think more about boxing tonight than getting involved too quickly. But that's not good against this fella. This is a come forward type of fighter who stays in your face. All the markings of being a classic.
This is Jorge Julio's 4th defense of his WBO bantamweight title. This is Johnny Tapia's 4th attempt at a world title. Questions: is Julio catching Tapia at the right time after his loss to Paulie Ayala? And will this fight give us as much tremendous action as that bantamweight battle that was one of the fights in 1999? Will Tapia get drawn in again, or will he be too controlled? He's normally a very fast starter. Julio in the Colombian colors, the blue, red, gold and white skirt. Tapia in black and gold in front of his home crowd. There's Mi Vida Loca on the back of his trunks. Johnny Tapia, what a life he led. Cautious start.
Yeah, Tapia just trying to back him up. Obviously, if you can back Julio up, you take away something from his arsenal. Nothing reckless from Tapia in the first minute or so, but the jab's working. He's got his timing fairly quickly, but a thoughtful start, if you like.
Out of range, Tapia controlling the centre of the ring here. And Julio looking to dart in and out with right hands like that one.
Tapia looking very sharp here. His jab's working well. Julio is just staying at the wrong range. If you're going to stand so close to Tapia, got to get some punches off. He's either going to have to back out slightly out of range or get his punches off a little bit quicker.
He's very fast, isn't he, Tapia?
Yep, and he's coming forward. This is the way he likes to box. He likes to get the chin down and just come forward and let punches go in 2s and 3s. But his jab working very well in the first round here.
It is fair to say too that Julio is something of a slow starter. He has got 31 knockouts to his name in 43 fights, won his first 19 inside the distance. But after that, he tends to go the longer route. But he can hit, so watch out.
Come up a little here now, Julio. He realises he has to do that. Tapia far sharper than he, certainly in the first couple of minutes here.
It's a good start here from Johnny Tapia. Sensible, moving from head to body, and complains there just a Freddie Roach there. corner with Johnny Tapia.
Yeah, good start from Tapia, very sharp, didn't get involved. I didn't expect to see heads banging together, as happened a couple of times in the first. They're both come forward type of fighters. Tapia dips as part of his defensive move, if you like, and the heads are going to come together quite often in this fight.
You blame Julio for that one. Second round here in Albuquerque at the pit. Johnny Tapia's home ground. His 15th appearance in front of these fans. His comeback fight since his loss to Paulie Ayala, the WBA version of this title. This for the WBO. He has to try away from Colombian champion Jorge Eliecer Julio.
Let him out, let him out. Good job, let him out. Get back.
You can actually see the concentration in Tapia's face. Doesn't want to make mistakes. Wants to get hold of this fight with the scruff of the neck, but just nothing reckless.
Took those on the gloves, Julio. As Freddie Roach shouts, double jab from Tapia's corner. Again they come close, and referee Mike Ortega might have some work to do here tonight.
Tapia having to give a little bit of ground in the second round here, but still beating Julio to the punch. Still the jab is at the moment just that little bit too sharp for the champion.
He's got to be careful about getting drawn in though, Tapia. He did with Ayala. It was a terrific fight, but one that Freddie Roach's trainer said he should have moved and used his skill. Michael Ortega's shoulders. Becoming a bit dirty.
I wouldn't call it dirty, maybe a little bit rough here and there, but you got to expect that with these two guys. These are two real good pros. 90 odds, it's only 2 defeats between them. Tremendous little fighters, tremendous records. This is a real World Championship fight here. So we're going to see a little bit of rough play, but nothing dirty yet.
That's right, they have just 2 defeats between them. Julio winning 42 out of his 43, and Tapia 46 out of 49. 2 other blemishes, draws, but one was on his professional debut. World-class fight. World-class operators here.
I think part of Tapia's plan is to frustrate Julio, force him into making some mistakes. He's just sitting slightly out of range. He's just trying to draw the leads from Julio and come back with his own sharp counters. Not going forward quite so much in the second round, but still in complete control of his boxing.
Nice left, sneaks in there. And another one to Tapia as he raises his arm at the crowd. Well, there's Jorge Julio's corner. Clement Medina, the trainer, and the Maldonado team that we met when he came over to Cardiff to fight Robbie Regan. A fight that didn't happen because Regan failed a brain scan and retired. Julio was crowned champion, and this is his 4th defense. A terrific first one when he got to Daniel Jimenez in 9. Here's the 3rd. Julio being talked to. Went in there, Jim?
No, a little clash of heads. Again, I think it's 50-50. I mean, I wouldn't blame either fighter. They're both good pros. They both like to keep their chins down behind their foreheads. They don't do it in a dirty fashion, but as I said earlier, there's going to be a lot of clashes of heads in this one. Julio realises he has to raise the pace.
After his defeat to Ayala, Tapia said that he didn't move enough, that he stood and traded, and that he would here with Julio. Avoid the right hand of Julio and keep on the move. But he's nice, isn't he?
This is a different Julio now. Yeah, he's pace. He's moving from side to side. He's trying to break Tapia's rhythm. Tapia got himself into a nice little steady rhythm in a couple of rounds. Julio has to break. has to force him into making some mistakes, take that smoothness away.
Tapia with those tattoos there on his back. Two ladies, his late mother and wife and manager Teresa, who he says has saved his life, are the angels on the back of Johnny Tapia.
So that's the heads coming together again, but again, deliberate.
Watch your head.
They're both keeping their chins down, they both like to come forward, both like to get into range to let burster punches go. So we're going to see heads clashing here, but I still don't rate this as a direct fight. See, again, nothing really intentional. This is going to happen all night long.
Okay, cuidado con la cabeza. All right, both of you. Next time I'm going to take a point from somebody.
Both of you, Mike Ortega says, first he spoke to Julio in Spanish and then to Tapia. Make a point next time.
Well, it's nice that they're because I don't really feel they're deliberate butts here. It's a clash of styles. They're both aggressive. They both like to get close with the chins down. The heads are going together.
Both are fighting at an orthodox stance. Julio does switch hit. We'll watch for that maybe later on. Tapia again warned for low blows.
Julio just trying to change the complete rhythm of the fight here. He's doing the right thing. He has to take Tapia out of his stride. He's managed to do that.
Good work from Tapia though. At the end of this round, a closer one. Intense rounds so far between a champion and a former three-time champion. They both want this title so much, don't they?
Yep, and here we see the heads coming together again. But again, okay, Julio more to blame for that one, I suppose. But both guys going down low, both guys with their foreheads falling their heads in. Not really intentional headbutts.
Fourth round, WBO battle title. Fast start from Jorge, Eliecer, Julio in the multi-colours of Colombia. The skirt, Tapia in the black and gold trunks. Of his home crowd here at the pit, the University Arena in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Tapia's worked very, very hard on the promotion here. He's worked with police on a gun amnesty, with promoter Frank Warren offering pairs of tickets in return for guns handed in to Albuquerque police stations. A reform man, Tapia, against Jorge Julio, the quiet Colombian, the national hero there, and a very proud man in his fourth defence.
Well, signs in the third round that Julio was beginning to find a little bit of rhythm in his boxing, and he's trying to keep that momentum going here. Tapia using his head to get involved, just trying to pick his punches, keep his chin out of harm's way. I think he's obviously worried about suffering cuts here, the amount of times the heads have come together already.
Good uppercut from Tapia. Both have been cut before on occasions. That dangerous.
Yeah, but I think Tapia probably the most of the two, the more susceptible to cuts. I think this is pretty much the plan Tapia took into the ring. I think he intended thinking what he was doing, keeping the concentration, not getting involved, and just trying to frustrate and annoy Julio every chance he gets.
That's what he's doing here. Hands again from Tapia on the move.
The trouble with Julio now, he's forcing, instead of just raising the pace and pressurising, he's forcing and he's making mistakes. So Tapia, fairly close round, but Tapia's been able to counter him effectively here.
Yes, this is a very different Johnny Tapia. Brought the brawl with Paulie Ayala. Good left hook to the body there. As Julio turns southpaw. Trying to find a different angle.
Yeah, he's trying to draw Tapia into a fight. He's just staying right on top of him here. As the round comes to an end, it's pretty eachy-peachy, but he was making a few mistakes in the round, just forcing the work too much, not really thinking too much what he was doing, and Tapia been allowed to pick him off with counters, but another excellent round.
Tapia will not want to lose his way like he was involved in the war last time. He said afterwards, I like punching because it's fun, but he's got to be sensible here.
Okay, son. Nice deep breath.
Well, he hasn't made too many mistakes. His boxing's been smooth, his concentration's been excellent, his punching has been excellent. So he'll be quite happy at this moment, as I'm sure his corner are.
Quick combination off to the side. Then you're moving away from the right hand.
See, some of the things Tapia does are a little bit ungainly, but he's quick and he's awkward, and he manages to keep his chin away a lot of the time.
Fifth round of 12 WBO bantamweight title stake, the 8 stone 6 division, 118 pounds. Jorge Julio, who weighed in at 8'5 3/4, exactly the same weight as Johnny Tapia. Tapia won 2 world titles, the WBO and IBF in the lower division, the super flyweight division, before moving up to bantam at 8'6". There's even talk of him fighting Naseem Hamed at some point. He's struggling at 8'6". We'll see as the rounds go on. Have you got it, Jim?
Tapia a couple of points in front at the moment. I just think he's a little bit sharper, especially in the early stages. But Julio realises he has to raise the pace. That's what he's trying to do. He just has to smooth things down a little bit. He can't be reckless against a punch picker like Tapia. But it's as good a fight as we expected.
Just backs off there, Tapia. And they tumble. And the crowd boo.
Back to the corner.
Michael Ortega sends Julio back and picks Tapia up. No problem though.
Yeah, just a little stumble, but we're going to see some untidy stuff. We're going to see some head clashes as we've seen already. But no way is this a dirty fight. Intense. They both realise that they have to win this one. Especially Tapia, he can't suffer 2 losses on the turn.
No backhand.
It looks as though Julio feels if he can draw Tapia into the fight, he'll lash the pace better. He must feel he's the stronger inside and he wants to be. Tapia becoming a little bit ragged in the 5th round here.
A fully fledged bantamweight, Jorge Julio. He was down at light flyweight when he turned pro just before his 20th birthday. But he will feel that he is the stronger of the two, especially if Tapia is drained slightly at the weight. Beforehand, Julio called Tapia the best super flyweight there's ever been, but he should not be at bantam, where obviously he feels he's the best out there.
Julio beginning to bully him now in this round.
Better round for the Colombian. And there's his corner. What happened here, Jim?
Yeah, just getting a little bit of a mess, that's all. His body weight came forward, his feet became square. And the momentum just took him over Julio's shoulders, but thankfully no injuries on the way down. But Tapia a little bit ragged in that round, lost his way a little bit.
Here's round 6 again. Julio starts quickly.
Let him out, let him out.
Ties him up on those ropes. Referee Mike Ortega from Connecticut has had a busy evening trying to split them up. Nothing very dirty, but the styles have not really gelled, have they?
Well, I don't know, it's been exciting, it's a little bit untidy at times. The referee's been involved once or twice, but nothing malicious, which is the main thing. But a problem now for Tapia. In the first couple of rounds, his jab was keeping him at bay, but Julio is now coming through his punches. He's taking the shots that come right on past him. So Tapia needs a little bit more snap, a little bit more power into these punches, trying to get this guy at arm's length.
Sneaky right uppercut going in from Eliecer. Julio.
Tapia complaining to the referee, and this type of fight, that's always bad when your opponent sees you complaining to the referee. This is a real tough guy fight, and you want to act like a tough guy. You don't want to go complaining to referees.
He looks physically big, doesn't he, Julio?
Yeah, but he realises that he's doing what he has to do now. Tapia was smooth in the early part of the fight, and too slick, too sharp. Julio is drawing him into a battle, prepared to take punches as he goes forward. Tapia, on the other hand, is trying to avoid punches, trying to do it the smart way. So at the moment, Julio just beginning to take the initiative a little bit, just get a hold of this fight at last.
Just looking a little ragged now, Johnny Tapia, as he keeps to that plan of moving away from Julio's right hand.
He seems caught between two plans at the moment, Tapia. Either has to punch hard to discourage this fellow, or he has to get the punches on quickly but lightly out of there. But he's throwing punches not strong enough, and he's staying in punch range, and this is suiting Julio.
Michael Tager having a word.
Don't retaliate. I told him next time I'll take a point.
Again, that a point will be taken. Nothing yet to affect the scorecards.
It's difficult to take a point because I think they're equally guilty. The clashes, the untidy stuff, the holding, the little bit of shoulder in from each guy, and I think that's the reason the referee realises that, and he's just letting them get on with it. He's doing a good job, as a matter of fact. Tapia complaining again.
Yeah, a little bit of a shoulder or elbow going in there, I think, from Julio. And Tapia this time throws Julio away. And the crowd show their frustration. This is turning into a bit of a brawl, which may suit Julio.
Yeah, just a little bit of nastiness here. That's the first time. I mean, okay, a couple of bits of signs of frustration and annoyance, but that's the first kind of malicious act we've seen. And Tapia is just the strain getting to him a little bit.
Presión y pensar. Okay. Y pensar. Mete lo mismo de ahorita, lo mismo. Los uppers, lo mismo. Okay.
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean, Michael Tager says, as we get into the second half of WBO bantamweight title clash here in Albuquerque. Jorge Julio, remember the Colombian in the skirt, the multicolored skirt, and Johnny Tapia in the black and gold with Mi Vida Loco on the back, My Crazy Life. He needs a win here though, definitely coming off the defeat to Paulie Ayala. Advances, but is he landing enough clean shots?
Well, he's beginning to look like the boss. This is the kind of fight he wants. So whether or not he's winning the rounds on the judges' scorecards, he'll be happy here because he has drawn Tapia into the kind of fight he desires.
Let him out.
Again, the uppercuts from Julio. Both are used to going long distances in fights. And Tapia 10, the full 12-round distance. Both have solid chins. So this could turn into a war of attrition. Tapia tries to work the body and slow Julio down. Better work from him.
Yeah, he must realise he has to match Julio for pace. The last couple of rounds he's allowed him too much leeway, he's allowed him to dictate and bully him a little bit. He has to stand his ground and get some power into these shots, and that's what he started to do in the 7th round here.
Johnny Tapia does not like losing, only once. And apparently he woke up in the middle of the night after he lost to Paulie Ayala.
Look at the point at he's letting that one go. That was an accident.
Why did he let that go?
Well, he's had plenty of warnings. I don't know. Maybe it looked worse from our seat here. What's happening here?
Now there's a timeout. Could be a point. Yes, there is a point away from Julio. Pretty deliberate.
It's surprising enough it's to be for the elbow rather than the head. But you know, the one thing after another. Just signs now the fight becoming a little bit nasty, a little bit dirty.
Yes, Tapia did not like that. As I was saying before, he woke up after the Ayala loss in the middle of the night. He asked his wife and manager Teresa, did I win or did I lose? She said, you lost, never lose for me again. The world this to Johnny Tapia, and it's a tremendous finish to round 7 here.
More control in Tapia's boxing now.
Big round, Johnny Tapia. Let's have another look at this, Jim.
Yeah, well, I thought a point deducted would have been the head, but you see the elbow coming up there. I mean, I think that must have been a culmination of everything that had gone before, because that wasn't really a nasty elbow that he stuck in his face. I think just he's had enough time to act, and that's what he did.
Round 8, and Jorge Julio getting careless. 4th offence of his WBO 8 stone 6 crown. A point deduction in the last, and probably trailing on points. Getting nasty now.
Well, I don't know what Tapia's complaint was there. Defend yourself at all time. It wasn't Julio's fault Tapia turned away from.
Keep it clean, keep it clean.
And Julio has to stay on top of him, keep punches rolling. Julio's almost saw the first knockdown there, although it was a bit more of a stumble.
Well, Jim, let's see how you're reading this. You have to be a 2 ahead. That was because of the last round.
Yep, I thought he lost his way a little bit in the 5th round. Then Julio come back at him. But the big round because of the point deduction, obviously.
It's starting to ease up inside the ring. Here in the pit in Albuquerque. This is Jorge Julio's biggest fight to date. His highest against a man that refuses to go down.
Listen up.
Never been stopped, Johnny Tapia.
Okay.
Michael Ortega again, the referee, saying that's enough. Keep it clean. Tapia offers his hand to Julio, who reluctantly accepts it.
I think Tapia just punched it after the call then. And so the referee gave Julio a couple of seconds just to compose again. But a bit more control now in Tapia's boxing. Julio still coming forward, but it doesn't seem the same method in what he's doing. Again, Tapia complaining to the referee. I'm amazed for a tough little guy how many times he's the referee. It was a low blow, but just got on with the job.
Maybe he's worried he's being drawn into this type of fight that he doesn't like.
I don't know the referee for help. I mean, a guy like Tapia, the way he does business, a real tough little pro. I'm surprised the amount of times he's complained tonight.
Tries to free his arms, Julio, but Tapia is the quicker.
Time. Come here.
Again, Michael Ortega calls time.
Watch the elbows, okay? Cuidado con tu...
Watch the elbows, he says.
Time in.
Tapia tries to get back to the jab, that double jab that his corner were telling him to use earlier. Faster work from Tapia. To go, Jim. Tapia pulling away slightly.
Yeah, he got off to a good start, lost his way for a couple of rounds, but he seems to have regained his composure again. But Julio, you have to hand it to him, proud champion, never stops coming forward. But making some mistakes now, lost some of his accuracy, and Tapia is still keeping the concentration and just picking punches here. That was the elbow going in there from Tapia. See, both guilty of nasty stuff.
Fourth and hardest defense for Jorge Julio. He beat Daniel Jimenez, Adonis Cruz, Julio.WBO, although that was on a split decision. And here in front of him, Johnny Tapia, and pretty much everyone here in Albuquerque.
Break! Let him out, break! Step back.
This is the 9th. Julio has 5 daughters and 1 son, and all he worries about is that he's got enough food to feed the family. I'm sure he'll be earning well for tonight, but he'll want to retain that belt that has become a proud and prized possession back in Magdalena, Colombia. And he's gone southpaw.
Caught now at the end of the long punches. He's just not getting as close to Tapia as he was a few rounds ago. He has to get a little bit close. He's obviously pace. He's set a real pace. He's wasted a lot of punches. He hasn't been quite so accurate, so he's burnt up a lot of steam. But he's now being caught at long range, so he's got to get past that jab, or Tapia will begin to pick him to pieces here.
Do you think he comes in a bit too straight, Julio?
Yeah, there's not a great deal of thought in what he does. He throws good punches, he has a good defence, good body movement, but he's not smart. He's always there. He's there in front of you all the while. But his sheer strength and commitment seem to put a dent in Tapia for a few rounds there. But now he's standing off a little bit. Tapia is taking him off.
There's Frank Warren, who just saw a shot of across the ring. He is now Johnny Tapia, promoter, the first fight under his banner. It was Bob Arum that saved Tapia after his 3.5 years out for cocaine to give him another chance in '94. And now Frank Warren has signed this incredible character. Former 3-time world champion, remember, the IBF Super Flyweight King. He had 13 defenses, including that tremendous win over arch Albuquerque rival Danny Romero.
See signs now that Julio is slowing down a little bit. His head has been back with the punches now, whereas Tapia didn't have the power to do that in the earlier rounds. See, I think he had to change things in the middle rounds, Julio, and I think he put everything into the 4 or 5 rounds in there, and I think he's blown a lot of his energy. Tapia has fought a real 12-round tactical battle tonight. He's still looking strong, still looking composed.
Right hand, and Tapia gets through with cleaner shots. Julio complains, but he's in this fight, and the crowd know it.
Let's go.
9 minutes to go of this WBO bantamweight title. 8 stone 6 WBA holder Paulie Ayala, who beat Tapia last time.
Time. Keep the time. You got tape.
Watching on with interest. Just a little bit of tape loose on Jorge Julio's glove. Other champions, IBF King Tim Austin, who we saw destroy Paul Lloyd. And the WBC champion is the oddly named Viral End Promotion. It's an interesting division. Well, Tapia wants to rule again. And surely he's doing it just right. Here. What's Julio got to do?
We've seen the best of Julio. I think he did everything he could do from about the 3rd round up to the 6th, 7th round. He tried to turn the tide, he tried to draw Tapia into a real ball. It didn't work. Now he's beginning to look a little bit tired, a little bit slower than he was, and he's been picked off at long range. So things are beginning that he really needs something special now. He has to hurt Tapia, and he hasn't managed to do that so far.
But remember, both have solid chins and both excellent skills, so this could still go down to the wire. Julio was the bronze medal winner in the 1988 Olympics in Seoul. Tapia, twice a national Golden Gloves champion. Quality fighters in this lower weight class.
Julio now trying to gather. He's looking effective for a few seconds, but he is now boxing Tapia's type of fight. Not what he should be doing in the 10th round of this one. He really has to be raising the pace and taking the fight to Tapia again. See, he's been picked off and his head has been knocked back.
Tapia's really thought about this one.
He's really looked upon this as a 12-round distance fight. He never tried for a knockout, never for a knockout. He knew 12 rounds were taking place, and that's how it's looking. And he's paced himself, and that's the plan. Every part of his plan seems to fall into place for him.
A big one-shot hitter, but fast and smart. Lots of punches and finding different angles like that right over the top. Catching more now in the face rather than on his gloves a bit earlier. He doesn't seem to be able to find a way through Tapia.
Keep him up. He's looking just a little bit despondent now and again. I mean, what a proud fighter, but he's tried everything, couldn't have tried any harder. It's not working now. He's feeling a little bit tired, he's slowed down, and now he's being picked off. This is beginning to become a real tough night's work for Julio.
Tapia has done what he did to Danny Romero. He has been out-manoeuvring, out-thinking, and out-witting his opponent. Johnny Tapia's happy corner, I would think.
Yeah, just excellent boxing now from Tapia. He has the trend, he still has the power in the legs. Now he's beginning to pick off the champion. He must know things are falling into place, don't do anything.
They touch gloves with 2 rounds to go. Can Jorge Julio force his way back into this battle? Tapia's being too smart and too slick. And he's boxed right tonight, he's boxed correctly. He did it when he won the WBO bantamweight title against Nana Konadu in Atlantic City, December '98. Studied the tapes of Julio, and the plan has gone according to what Freddie Roach said before. Moving away from Julio's right hand and pick him off.
And the main thing is always in total control of his own boxing. When Julio raised the pace in rounds 3, 4 and 5, Tapia didn't go with him. He just stole the punch, counter punch, covered up, just let him blow a little bit of steam, then come back again, and it's worked out perfectly. I thought at that point Julio was beginning to take over. Time has proved Tapia to have done the right thing.
Julio gets back to work behind the jab, but he may well need a knockout. Stopped 31 in 43. They were relatively early on in his career. The majority raised in the tough seaport of Barranquilla on the Caribbean coast. He has to fight to survive, Julio. He's been a proud champion here tonight.
Tapia a little bit lazy in this round. If Julio could have produced some of this boxing in the earlier rounds, the trouble in the earlier Julio was using up too much energy to get any sorts of results. If he could just have cooled down at the rhythm as now. And I think this is down to the fact that Tapia maybe taking a little breather in this round.
That's dangerous. I mean, Julio has got a punch.
Yeah, well, he must know he's ahead of points, and the problem is when you're ahead of points, you start looking for the finishing line, and sometimes the concentration can drop. This is better. His concentration has been excellent all the way through this one tonight. He doesn't want to let it drop now.
A terrific combination there from Tapia, showing speed here in the 7th round. It's still there.
Yeah, that was a nice little little burst. Having said that, Julio has done most of the work so far in this round.
Well, Julio needed that desperately. He raises his hand to the crowd in defiance, but he's got one round to pull this off.
Yep, nice little burst, but I think he took a little breather in that round. I think he's fairly happy so far. Just a little breather to come out with all guns blazing in the last round. But full credit to Julio. He got back in the fight there, but for me, beyond him, unless he can produce a knockout in the last round.
They hug, they touch gloves. The final round of this world bantamweight title. A little bit of water maybe in the corner, but they come together again. Tapia offers his gloves. He has full respect for his opponent, always Johnny Tapia, despite the pre-fight hype. And he may just be 2.5 minutes or so away from regaining the world title. It will be his 4th, and Julio is going for it. He has to, but Tapia matches him, punch for punch. Well, Jim, Julio, a knockout on your card.
Yeah, definitely, and I think he become a little bit despondent. Tapia had the job done, but I think having a lazy 11th round, he's given Julio the spot to come out blazing in the last round. And I think Tapia's fans would like to see him finish on a real blazer here. He stands and just puts the clincher on an excellent performance.
With 17 distance fights between them, this is heading for the cards. Those Manuel Marizala of Spain, Levi Martinez of New Mexico, and Jose Rivera of Puerto Rico. Unless Julio can come up with something special, Johnny Tapia may be rewarding those home fans here in my place, he calls it. He knows it's one in the ring, but he feels the emotion of every single person in this arena. How proud they be, Jim.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking it'd be nice for Tapia to go and give his fans a real blazer of a last round. But when you think about it sensibly, he's done a wonderful job over the first 11 rounds. It would be awful silly to do something stupid in the last round and ruin all of that. It'd be nice to see him just dig in a little bit and just whatever he has left and give these fans a show. See, we don't want this. Give us a real good last minute of the fight here. That's what his fans want to see. That's exactly what they want to see.
Not the showboating. Paul Ingle did that recently and got paid in the last round against Manuel Medina, but Tapia got back to his work as he should have done. And he obviously believes it's in the bag. We don't know. Don't count anything in this game, but with that point deduction for Julio in round 7, that 10-8 round to Tapia, surely he has won this WBO bantamweight crown. Julio raises his hands. Who has got it? That's the backflip that Johnny Tapia does every time he wins. He thinks that crown is coming to Albuquerque. The arms are aloft for Johnny Mia Vida Loca Tapia. Of all the bleak and troubled backgrounds of fighters throughout history, it is difficult to think of one that surpasses Johnny Tapia. He has become here, Jim, a 4th-time world champion.
Well, he certainly has on my card. He feels he's done the same thing. I just wish he'd put a little bit more into the last round and just put a clincher on an excellent performance.
And gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. The judges are in agreement. We have a unanimous decision. Judge at ringside, Manuel Marizala scores about 118 to 109. Judge Jose Rivera scores about 116 to 111. Judge Luis Martinez scores 119 to 108. All three in favor of the winner. And the new WBO.
He's done it. Johnny Tapia is the new Julio, bantamweight champion. He has taken it away from Jorge Julio to add to his 2 super flyweight titles, his WBA version. He's won 4 belts in all. Well done, Johnny Tapia.
Yeah, commiserations to Julio. I thought the scoring a little bit lopsided because he put a lot into the fight. Excellent fight.
You want to address the fight?
First of all, I'd like to say thanks to God. This is the campeón, best champion in the world. I fought a great fight. I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity. Gracias para la altura.
Translate first, Johnny.
I told him, thank you for the opportunity that he gave me. He's a hell of a great champion, hard hitter. The title again.
You won the fight, Julio?
Yo gané.
I won the fight.
No hay más nada que decir. Gané.
I don't feel there's anything else to say. I feel I
Me
won.
quitaron un punto que nunca existió.
Said they took
Me
from me
pegó
that
el
didn't ever
cabezazo
exist.
y me lo quitaron.
He was leaning in with his head.
Pero todo eso está bien.
It's
Él me
okay.
la supo hacer. Ok, está bien.
It's his time.
Would you like to fight again?
Quiere pegar otra vez.
Si él me da la oportunidad, yo creo que sí. ¿Cómo no?
The
Sí, yo pienso
opportunity,
que
of
somos
course.
dos campeones que necesitamos.
We're 2 great champions with each other.